Alright, family, welcome back to the channel. I am Lady Nyca, and with this week's episode of Ambitions. This would be Season 1, Episode 4, Reap What You Sow, and we open up with Amara having an old crazy dream. Child, she had a dream that her husband was downstairs in the living room getting it in with Stephanie, and she walked up on him and tried to make him stop, and they both was just laughing, saying she wasn't good enough, and they keep pumping, right? Child, that was a nightmare from hell because Titus woke her up from it. Then we see that Stephanie done met up with old Mr. Damian Collins. Now, he is liking what he's seeing. Her aesthetics is on point in his mind. She told him she wanted to offer a job, possibly her dad's firm. He not slow. He know that he not slow. He knows that she probably knows something. He and Amara were colleagues, he said, and he wasn't really giving her any information on the affair or nothing, but Stephanie threw the stuff out there. And then she threw it out there that, look, I also know that you planted some evidence on this guy, and you basically was a part of putting an innocent man in prison. So, all I need you to do, basically, is work with me. And if you work with me, I won't tell none of your secrets. And when everything settles, you may end up with Amara. Because it seems like you still got a fancy for her. Now, he tried to deny that anything happened between him and Amara. But Stephanie came bearing evidence of what she's alleging about his corruption. And the look on his face tells it all about how he feels about Amara. So, again, work with me. And things will be great, but buck me and I'll bring your life to an end because I really don't give a damn. I said, damn. Then we see Titus going to see Hunter because he originally thought Hunter was coming to see him about Lori and the fact that he pulled that ad campaign. No, child. He talking about this lawsuit the Carlisles will be soon filing, and what he need Titus to do is basically, he needs his ass to get in touch with the judge that assigns judges to cases such as this. One in particular that he knows that will, again, he works for merit and not so much public opinion. And Hunter feels as if they get this judge on board, they'll likely win their case. However, it may involve doing a little bribing, and that's where Titus has his problem because he said that ain't what he came there for. I understand you don't want to lose to Carlisle again, but bribing the judge ain't what I do. Hunter reminded him that he works for him, and Titus said, yeah, and the only reason why I do. The only reason why I took this job knowing that you got this impending lawsuit coming up is because of my mother. My mother was basically bedridden until she started taking this medication, Limadol, that y'all make over at the Purify Pharmaceuticals. And once she began to take that, she was able to get out of bed. So that's why I'm here. And my passion and intelligence is what will win this case. Hunter was impressed, however, still wants him to understand this is Atlanta. And down here in the dirty, we may sometimes use some extra measures to get what we want. Titus said that he's going to get that judge that Hunter wants, but he will do it his way and not by bribing. Now, Bella is over at her house just stressing because Evan ain't talking to her or returning her calls. Now, I don't know what Spanish Mamacita name is that was trying on the dress and a good girlfriend of hers. But old girl basically was telling Bella, look, it's time for you to be concerned about yourself and your son. And if you want that space for Vela True Designs in the airport, you may need to find other options other than Evan because, girl, look, he ain't never leaving his wife, and no matter what he says, he's not really trying to help you. So you better use what you got to get what you want. Bella hearing this, but she's steady texting Evan. Now, Amara is over at Thelma's talking to Rondell, having breakfast and whatnot, and about how good the food is. And then she noticed the clientele and says, being the brother of the mayor must be a good thing for you because it seems to bring you good business. Then she asked her, does he invest in the business? She said, first of all, I had better clientele under Kasim Reed, and I screamed. I said, come on, Will Packer, with that real life shade up in there. Okay. And she also let her know, look, you cool and everything, but if you want to try to get some information on my brother or anything, then you're going to have to go another way, because this ain't it. Then comes Stephanie into the restaurant. Amara tells her, girl, I was here sampling some of the best food in Atlanta, child. Stephanie said, you just don't get tired of sampling things that don't belong to you. Rondell was shocked, and Amara said, I wasn't aware that you was the owner of this place. Rondell said she ain't. Then Stephanie started talking about tell Senior she came back. And baby, didn't nobody have to tell Senior nothing. Senior came out the back, he knew she was there. And he told her, I ain't selling. Of course, that was the light to Rondell's ears, but Stephanie wasn't feeling it. But old little coy piece of fish, she will not let it go that easily. I'm going to give you a little bit more time to think about it. I'll come back later. Rondell then tells Amara Stephanie is trying to help her client, Greg Peters, buying up the whole neighborhood for this condo construction. And we just simply not selling it or having it. He's tried, but we ain't bucking yet. Now, Evan is pitching the idea for bringing this man Melvin business to Atlanta. His wife sitting there listening and looking. And Stephanie comes in and we find out the two ladies are friends. They went to college together. While he's still trying to impress this man and get him to agree to bring his business over to Atlanta, he gets a text message. Now, at first, family, when I watched it the first time, I had to rewind a couple times. I didn't know what that text message was. But what that text message was remember the night of the gala? When he went back over to her house after Stephanie put that gun to his head. Went over to Bella's house and laid up with her and fell asleep and left himself open and all that. That was one of the pictures she was taking of him sleeping in her bed. She just put an emoji face over the damn face so it wouldn't show. But he knew what the hell it was. Now, we see Amara meeting up with her boss, Karen, to tell her that Stephanie showed up at Evan's family restaurant trying to buy the business or get them to sell to her client, Greg Peters. Amara then asks her boss, is it true that all his business endeavors since Evan took office have been expedited? And according to what Rondell told me, he been trying to use intimidation tactics to get her to sell. She want to know, do he think he can do that? And anyone who opposes him in his past when he wanted to do something ended up severely hurt or dead. And somehow it never traces back to him. Karen said that he's in the private sector. Any investigations on him would be handled by the Atlanta police. But Amara said unless they can show that he's bribing the mayor. So they placing him on the grid as well. And Karen gave her a little tea. She said, look here, if he represented by Stephanie and her family's firm, and he's actually bribing the mayor, which is her husband, then that would mean that she is involved as well. Amara said, I might just have to ask her about that. We see Titus go meet with the judge, as Hunter suggested, to see if they can get this particular judge, who they say go off merit and not public opinion, assigned to their upcoming lawsuit against the Carlisles, right? Well, the judge basically said, help me and I help you. That's how things work around these parts. You help me, and that judge you want just might be assigned to your case. Then we see Evan coming home, and he and Stephanie is talking about the guy, Melvin, they want to get to bring his business here to Atlanta, and how beneficial it would be for them both. And Stephanie is in agreement with him, but says that he needs the wife Marilyn on board to win him over. And Evan wants Stephanie to do it. But she says she with it, but she brings up that he interfered with her trying to get Senior, his father, to sell the restaurant, and asks if he's aware of what Peters would do to people if he learned that they crossed him. I said, baby, this whole family janky. Evan didn't want any parts of it, but she reminded him that it's already too deep, and She then leaves him in there to figure out how he gonna work his way around all of this going on. Cause it seems as if his family don't sell, some things gonna start happening around there, right? She go to announce this class action lawsuit to the public as Titus listens on, and she's pleading the case that of how important it is to ensure public safety. And we learned that about a quarter of a century ago, the Carlyles beat the Purifoy in a case involving faulty breast implants. She says it's not a vendetta, but they will always hold Purifoy accountable anytime they place the public at risk. Titus rebutted Purifoy Pharmaceutical is not liable and will reprove it as Hunter is watching all of this go on from the comfort of his TV at his damn office. Child then on the phone, she get on the phone with the PI after the press conference, right? She about to tell him to send that information about Damien where it need to go because he done missed his deadline when he shows up all, and she all smiles because she know she got him on board to fuck up Titus and Amara's marriage. He plead in case about some guy he locked up. It was actually an animal, and if everybody was privy to that, they would see it. Damien said by watching the press conference, he now knows it's not so much Amara she's trying to get some get back at, but she wants him to kind of throw Titus off his game. She gonna tell him exactly, and when the dust settles, if everything goes the way it's supposed to, then guess what? You may actually end up with Amara because you can tell he's still in love with a girl. So this is going to be a hot mess. Now, we see Rondell got a small group of the residents together, urging them to protest Peter's coming into their neighborhood and gutting out their memories and legacy built by their parents. She say that the banks is not for sale and say no to gentrification as the police arrive with Peters. She said she can't protest on property. The police said you can't protest on private property. We doing this on the street. She said ain't you from around here? The police officer said yes, and I don't want this to turn chaotic, and threatens to call backup if they don't disperse. Peters told the cops to remove this trash, calling Rondell trash, right? Oh, girl, Miss Police Officer was about to put the cuffs on Rondell when one of the residents said, so you gonna lock up the sister of the mayor? Baby, when she heard this, she hurried up and took them handcuffs away from that woman's wrist and warned them to stay off the property, but they can protest on the street. Rondell urges the neighbors to not sell for pennies on the dollar, and they got 2 months basically to shut down Peter's proposed development in their area. Okay, he wasn't pleased at all at the protesters that remained with their signs protesting what he's trying to do. So I was like, child, he looks dangerous. Evan meet up with Bella in an alley, child. He said he don't trust her no more. And asked was that pic. That pic was he said he don't trust her and said that pic was one. She said that's one of the pics I took after the gala, as he was laying up in her bed sleeping, leaving himself open. He asks is there more. She says yes. Child, she started talking about he hurt her after all he's done, and he basically told her that no, he tried to play a Jedi mind trick on her. I'm sorry, y'all. He tried to tell her about all the stuff that he's done for her and that what he's done to protect her and how this hurts him that she took that picture. She said, but you was dumping me. He said, I can't never dump you. We got a child together. He not feeling her and Roderick being together. He said he told her that they needed to cool it a minute, but he can't tell her why, because he no longer trusts her. But that was all he said. He didn't say he was dumping her. She said Roderick can be counted on, basically. He's willing to commit to me and my son. And you won't. And I've spent years wasting my time with you. He told her things aren't as easy as she may think. See, gaining followers on Instagram is one thing, but baby, you're dealing with politics and there's procedures to this situation. And pulling strings for you is not going to be easy, and I can't do it right now because it's stuff going on I don't trust your ass enough to tell you about. She said, but what about all them friends I overheard you talking to at my place, how you help them and pull strings for them? He told her it's not as easy as you may think. And basically told her she ain't getting that concession spot in that airport, and warns her, I can make your life hell. Because she asked if he was concerned about the other pigs, because she asked him, you ain't gonna tell me to get rid of them? So when he said, I can make your life hell, she said his threats are about as empty as his promises. She said she going after what she want regardless, and he warned her again. You might not want to challenge me here, girl. Amara come to see Stephanie about Peter's using intimidation tactics toward Rondell to force her and the others to sell. Stephanie says it's not true, basically, and said Amara had a lot of nerve to bring her self-righteous ass down there with that. She says she warning her about Peter's because of his track record is questionable. Well, Stephanie said she's naive and easily falls for any type of sob stories. Amara said, no, I'm warning you about Peter because he is now on our radar. So she giving her a heads up. She told her she would appreciate if she get her ass up out of there and had called for her to be escorted, but she said ain't no need, she'll leave on her own. I said, Amara, go and tear her ass up. Now, Titus goes to see Hunter to tell him that he cannot go through with bribing no job. It's not who he is or ever will be. He's not risking his rep and his freedom for it. And he can render his resignation right now if that's the kind of attorney that Purefoy is looking for. Purefoy said it was a test. Bullshit. Titus passed because he said in the past I've had some very unscrupulous people with me before. And so I put this test to you and you passed it. I see you are a man with principle, and that is why I am glad that I have you as my general counsel. Titus don't believe that shit at all, but he went on with it. Bella come home to an empty apartment. Child, he done stripped the apartment down except for the child's bedroom furnishing. He even cut her phone out because she tried to call him and the phone cut out. Child, he done shut you down. He told you don't try him. But hell has no fury like a woman scorned. So we going to see how that's going to play out. Child, Stephanie and Marilyn meeting up. That's the wife of Marvin, the man that Evan wants to bring his electronic business over to Atlanta, right? And they reminiscing about the old days. And Stephanie say, girl, we could do this more often if you just convince your husband to bring this business to Atlanta. She started running about how beneficial it can be to Marvin moving the company. And old girl said, hold up. We had an understanding, me and my husband. He minds his, I minds mine. We don't cross over like that, and get in each other's business. Then she started talking about her business, and we find out that she good friends with Jupiter Purefoy. And she aware that Stephanie and Jupiter, what is her name? Juniper? Whatever that whole name is, Mrs. Purefoy, okay? She aware that her and Stephanie don't get along, but she say she's whistling to that. Stephanie say, you always was like that, never wanted to pick a side. You ain't that Amara name came up in a disparaging way by Stephanie. Marilyn asked if she was still mad at the girl all these years later, and Stephanie said she probably wouldn't be if she wasn't flouncing her ass all around Atlanta and coming to my office trying to tell me something about my business. I think it's Marilyn's son that Stephanie is trying to make her daughter Carly be with, because they talk about stepping up their matchmaking game if they want to plan the wedding of the century. While they saying all this, Laura and Carly getting massages, talking about doing things together and where they done been and what they know about it, to the point where Laura done got rid of the damn masseuse that were in there, and she massaging old girl herself. Child, they finna go there, and I ain't mad at them because the freak in me want to see it, okay? Now, Evan comes home. Stephanie and him are talking about the conversation she had with Marilyn. Say she ain't get much, but she working on it. She also tell him that Amara came to her office trying to warn her about Greg Peters. He thought it was funny. She said, well, she came talking about his connection with, how he does dealings and him trying to intimidate people. So her eye is on not just Greg, her eye on your sister too, and you. She said, little do you know, Amara was down there chumming up with your sister, Rondell. Now, Evan said Rondell know nothing of his business dealings. He said he will, however, talk to Rondell and says they need to deal with Amara. But Stephanie said, child, don't worry about it. That's being handled already. Titus at home telling Amara he not sure that he made the right decision working for Hunter because he don't seem to be who he thought he was. But he's reminded that the man pay well. So they basically get to talking about how they selling they soul for college tuition, red bottoms, and better pay. They somehow turning into the very people that they have a little disdain for, which is the Carlisles and the Purefoys. And you might well add Lancaster, because Lancaster's with the Carlisles, okay? Then they decided to go have fun in the bedroom. And who is looking through their window at home? Damien. Child. Bella go see old girl, Miss Tight Skirt, that worked for Evan, that he also fucking. She found a woman address on the internet and comes to basically try to pitch her plan for a concession in the airport. She brought her address she made for Stephanie, but said she feels old girl Tight Skirt will be able to wear it better. Tight Skirt said, girl, this is illegal. You breaking laws coming here. Bella said, but I'm desperate. And it's not money. It's just a dress. She even tried to get the woman to touch the dress, feel the fabric. Old girl said, I don't want it. But Bella left it there. She said she was insistent that the woman check it out. So she gonna leave it there and tell her that, you could consider this meeting never to have happened. And out the door she go. And guess who was hiding in the room? Evan. Apparently old girl knows that Evan messes with Bella too. He said he gonna handle Bella, but in the meantime, in between time, let's go in here and release some of my tension. Now, I thought they was just finna have sex. Child, Evan is into BDSM. He in there getting his ass beat by this girl, and he getting turned on. Oh, child. Yeah, that was Ambitions. A hot mess, but very much so worth the watch, child. I like this messy shit. I do. I don't know. It's like the Keratin's just black folks, And it's messy, child. I don't like being messy, but I sure like to watch a little mess. And this is giving me exactly what I need. Guys, I am about to end this video. Look, Queen Sugar may come tonight when I get off if I ain't too tired. Or it'll be first thing in the morning. I'm doing split shifts all week, y'all. That's why I'm a little throwed off from the practices and routines that I'm used to being under because a bitch trying to make a coin. Ain't nobody gonna take care of you like you. And it's a lot, Medication change ain't approved by the damn pharmacist. The insurance company. Medicines that I need now. Child, it's just a bunch of shit. But anyway, that's why I'm a little inconsistent, but still somewhat consistent this week, if that makes sense. So y'all bear with a bitch and pardon the whole today, okay? Now, like I said, I will try to get this yesterday's episode of Queen Sugar out when I get off. I get off at 9 tonight, so I'm gonna try to watch it because I didn't watch it last night, and I'm gonna try to get it out to you guys. If you don't get it tonight, you will get it tomorrow morning. And I thank you all again for supporting the channel. Welcome, 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 welcome to all of my new love things. I welcome you into the palace. I hope you like the ambiance and you stick around for a while. Y'all remember the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate the video. Ratings get me a little recognized more on these YT streets. Comment down below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this episode of Ambition. And if I left anything out that you want to talk about, drop it down in the panic, girl. I am checking throughout the day, trying to make sure I keep up with the comments because that's been my rule of thumb since I came on YouTube. I remember when I was a subscriber to many, and I would write these comments, and I felt some kind of way when the content creator didn't even take the time to reply back to me. Even now that we have that little heart button you can hit, as well as the like button for the comment, back then we didn't have that. And I felt like if someone is going to like your content enough to actually sit there and subscribe to you, watch you, and then comment, you owe them people at least a hello or thanks for stopping by or something. So that's what I do. That's why I try to leave no comment unanswered or unliked. If I don't say nothing, I put that heart up there, just know I read it. So, I mean, I have nothing to add, but at least I showed you I appreciate you coming by. So that's why I do it the way I do it. And I hope that you guys have come to appreciate that and like that about me. I don't care how big this platform gets. I'm going to continue to make sure that I show you guys each and every time I drop a video and you come and comment that I appreciate you coming through. And I appreciate you listening to me. That's the reason why I sit here and I comment back to you guys. Sometimes I'm up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning catching up on comments because that's important to me. I can't stand to leave a comment untouched and unread. That's unfair to you guys because really we making these little coins because you come. So that's why I am very vigilant in my comment section and I can see everything that pops up. Before y'all see it, I see it. Okay? So that's it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already for the free 99 on YouTube. If you are subscribing to my channel, please subscribe and then hit the notification bell button till it says all. That way, each and every time that I drop a pre-recorded video or go live from this channel, you're going to get a notification and you can come over and join in the conversation. If you are listening to me via the Spreaker broadcast over on Spreaker.com, please follow the podcast. We got a lot of great things coming. I'm going to be doing podcasts very, very soon that will be exclusively on my, it's going to be exclusively over on Spreaker. I'm not bringing that over to YouTube so that it'll appear on YouTube and Spreaker. The podcast will be Spreaker only. And baby, let me tell you, Spreaker give me a little bit more freedom with this mouth over there than I get on YouTube. So if you want to catch the tea, because I'm going to be dropping tea, talking shit, and swallowing spit all at the same damn time, from subjects dealing with social issues down to sex and relations, honey. We're going to run it. And from time to time, I'll have guests coming in that will help me on the podcast. And we will eventually work up to the point where we can actually have callers call in and talk to us, okay? But we're going to start off small and simple with simply the podcast appearing over on Spreaker. I will announce over on YouTube and SoundCloud that I have a new podcast up. So if you ain't following me, follow me, honey, so you will get the notification when I drop it. And you can come over and listen to the raw and uncut version of the girl, Lady Nyca, okay? That's it. That's all. I'm talking long enough. I'll see y'all later. It's time for me to go back to work for my second shift. And I will try to get Queen Sugar to you tonight, y'all. Again, thank you for your patience and understanding when I'm not where I'm supposed to be or have something up on time. Remember, I'm doing this all by myself, and I'm learning as I go. And let's not forget, I got that shit. Y'all know I got that shit, that lupus, okay? Okay? Anyway, I gotta go, y'all. I thought I was gonna have time to do a quick live, but I don't have time to do it today. So, we might go live the weekend when I got a little bit more extra time. Okay? That's it, that's all. See y'all on the next one. Peace.